But yeah, that's just a kind of a list of a few characters I think would be friends with me, and if they were, we would be friends. What? But yeah, that's just kind of a quick list of some characters I think would be really like cool. Like, we'd actually be friends if we were in real life. I'm in real life. They are not. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey and we're about to get very, very nerdy. With the characters I think I would love in real life. So this is not an original idea. I actually got this idea from Elliot here on Booktube. I believe her channel name is Elliot Brooks. I will leave it linked down below. But she did something very similar of like characters she thinks that she would get along with in real life. And I just love that idea. So I just sat down and actually thought about characters that I would and wouldn't like if they were real people. And so today we're going to be talking about the characters that I do love, or I think I will love in real life, that would actually be like best friends with me. And then in a couple days we'll do the ones that I don't actually think would work so well. So I've only got a few here to talk about with you, but I think this is just a fun idea, just like a fun thinking exercise. And yeah, these are some people I think would be really cool in real life. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Simon from Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I think Simon is like the purest, sweetest soul. And like, he's in the worst situation ever. He is quite literally being blackmailed so that the entire school doesn't know that he is gay, and he's protecting this guy that he's been talking to that he really likes. And so he's put in this really uncomfortable situation. But like, he is so sweet. And like, some of the scenes that I see from him and Lee on the Offbeat, even though I didn't love that book, I loved seeing my like Simon scenes in that book. And I think that with those as well, he's just so sweet. He's a cinnamon roll, in my opinion. And I legit think that like, we would be best friends. I don't know what it is, just like his personality. I think he's super introverted as well. And I am very much, I think, not an introvert. I think COVID has made me more of an introvert than I used to be, but I am not. And my husband is a huge introvert. And like, we get along fine. So I think that like Simon and I would be a better friend than Leah. I'm just saying. The next person I think I would be really close friends with is Hazel from Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Hazel is just this wild, crazy energy, and like, her best friend in this book I relate to quite a lot. I feel like her best friend is me. So if she and this other girl can get along really, really well, we would be really good friends in real life. I think she is like the extrovert to my not quite extrovert but not quite introvert self either. Like, she is just so out there, and like, she's an art teacher. I think she's an art teacher. She's definitely a teacher. I can't remember if she's an art teacher or not, but she's a teacher. She has the humor that I have. Like, she makes all of the sex jokes and I'm like, that is me. I do that. You can ask my husband. And so like, I feel like she would be a power, a force to be reckoned with, and like, we'd get along great. I don't think she would annoy me. I think she would be so much fun to have just around, because we would get into so many shenanigans, but she would also bring me to like the best concerts and the best art installations. Like, she would open up my horizon to so much, and I think it would be great. So the next one is actually two characters, but they're the main two characters in a graphic novel series, and like, we'd get along great. And that is Nick and Charlie from the Heartstopper series. It is our main two characters here, our main couple. Nick is the biggest cinnamon roll character, the biggest cinnamon roll person out there, and Charlie is very much an introvert, but like, both of them bring each other out of their shells, and I feel like being friends with them would be so much fun, because like, as Nick is going through this very understandable situation in the first book of kind of like figuring out who his identity is, I feel like A, I would have already been friends with Charlie as Nick is going through this, but B, being one of Charlie's friends would have, I think, helped Nick as he's kind of coming through and coming out and kind of discovering who he is as a person, what his sexuality is, that he could have a very supportive friend group. And like, the friend group in here is incredibly supportive. Like, I'm not saying that they're not supportive, I'm just saying that like, I'd like to get in on that because these two humans seem fantastic. and I love them. I really don't have a reasoning as to why we'd be best friends. I just love them and I want to be their friend. So maybe out of pure, like, force. Maybe I could force them to be my friends. I would annoy them so much they would be my friends. Can I do that? The next one is another Christina Loring book. And that is our main character, Olive, from The Unhoneymooners. She seems like a lot of fun. I think, like, her time in Maui, even though it's mostly with this boy that she hates, but sort of kind of loves, if it was just the two of us, if we were having like a girl trip, it would be the best time. She wants to do all of the fun things and I want to do all of the fun things. We could hang out on the beach together. We could go on excursions. It would be so grand. I think she would be great. She also seems like, if I remember correctly, because it's been a little bit since I read this, she seems like a planner. And while she doesn't have the best luck, she seems like a planner. And so like we would get along great. We would work. So the next one, I actually need to get the book, Kelsey. So the next one is kind of silly, and I'm not sure if it makes any sense, but I think I would be really good friends with Elizabeth from Pride and Prejudice. I think that she and I would have lots of similar ideas. I think that it does help that I live in the 21st century, so like while she's pushing back on like all of the norms and kind of making fun of society, I would also be doing that. We would both make fun of Mr. Collins together. I don't know. I feel like I'd be really good friends with her and Jane, because they're so polar opposites, but they're like this, and we could laugh at all the same things, we could make fun of the same people. I think that we would be really good friends. It would be really cool if I was like a girl in the neighborhood, like we'd see each other at balls, and like we would like clump together, and yeah. Maybe I just want to live out my Regency England, like, dream, but like, I think Lizzie and I would be friends. I really do. The next person I think that I would be really good friends with is maybe more of like I really want to be friends with them rather than I think it would actually work. And that is Elaine from Dear Haiti, Love Elaine by Marika and Maritza Mulit. She is just so sassy and so funny. And like her humor in this book comes through in her writing. And like she is very similar writing and talking wise. And I feel like we would be really good friends. I feel like she would be the sarcastic friend that I need in my life, and I think it would just be so much fun to be friends with her. Especially because, like, she goes through, like, a huge change in this book. You can see her personality change, but her snark is still there. And I feel like I just want to be friends with her. Would it work in real life? Maybe not as well as some of the other ones on this list, but I want it so badly. And the last person on this list I think I would be like biffles with is our main girl, Evelyn, from Never Seduce a Scot by Maya Banks. She is the most girl power, badass female lead I've seen in a while. Like, she lives in a time where, like, women are not necessarily treated the same as men, and she's all like, screw that, I'm gonna, like, do what I think is right. Also, she's deaf, and like she's learned to read people's lips, and like that's how she can communicate. She's just so smart. She's so smart. She's so fantastic. She stands up for people that she believes in and loves, and like we all need one of her in our lives. And I think that she would be so great. I feel like I would be right there with her, because a lot of the stuff that like the girl that kind of becomes her best friend is her husband's sister in this book. And like a lot of the things that she does, I feel like that would be me if I was her. And like they get along so well. So like evidence is on my side in this situation. Like, yeah, that's just kind of a quick list. Just a few people I think would actually like be my friend if they were real, if they were actually in like real people. But yeah, let me know down below if there's a character that you've read that you just like super resonate with and you're like, yes, we would be friends. We would get along so well. I would like to know that. But if you like this video, and I very much hope that you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you would be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media down there, as well as other fun bookish links, so don't forget to go check all of those out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!